I'm Paulina Leiser, producer of Focus Today. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to check our other videos at theDove.us.
Welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson, and what a delight to have back in the studio with us Mr. Art Robertson, former chairman of the Oregon Republican Party and candidate again for District Number 4, Congressional District 4 in the state of Oregon. Art, good to see you, bud. How you doing?
Well, great. It's a privilege to be here. Your work on the station's the brightest thing in Southern Oregon, and it's a great privilege to be on your program.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, listen, you're back in the game.
Yeah,
you never really got out, did you?
No, my game is science, but we got so worried about the country, we got into this, and we know more about politics now than we ever wanted to know.
I know that. You've worked very hard. Thank you for your service and being chair as well. All right, give us the flavor of the 4th District. First of all, those who are listening and watching, where do you go? Where is the district?
The district goes up through Albany, includes Lynn County up around Albany. All the way to the California border, all the way to the coast. The district is the same size as the country of Switzerland and has 350,000 homes. And believe me, my Chevy Suburban knows all about it.
Okay. Well, I campaigned in the 2nd Congressional District, which is bigger than like 4 or 5 states.
That's
you know, it's 30 out of the 36 counties.
Yeah, I know, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's a big deal. So you're on the road. How's the flavor this time? Because it seems the mood of the country is leaning towards conservatism.
It is. Yes, the mood in the country, the people are finally expressing the fact that they are fed up.
14% approval rating for Congress. You sure you want to become part of that?
Well, yes, because I have something I want to do.
Okay.
You know, I've thought a lot about this, and I know more about education than I know about anything else, except perhaps specialists in science. Yeah. And I've taught college students, graduate students, postgraduate students at UCSD and Stanford. I've taught 100,000 K-12 students because my family makes curriculum and books for them. And all 6 of my kids have degrees in science, and 5 of them have doctorates.
Wow.
So I know something about education.
Right.
And I've thought about what a congressman could do. Now, you know, the Constitution leaves education to the states and the people.
Right.
Except for 50,000 students in Washington, D.C. Those are the responsibility of Congress.
Wow. And
those are the worst schools in the country.
Wow.
You know, we have hundreds of thousands of great teachers in this country, and yet our schools have gone from first in the nation academically to almost last.
Right.
And that's not the teachers. The teachers are dedicated, good people. But our tax money is not going to the classrooms.
No.
In D.C., 67% of the students are black, 17% are Hispanic. We have infinite amounts of data to know those students perform just like students in any other race if they're given an opportunity. $450,000 is spent on each 30-student classroom in each 9-month interval in Washington, D.C.
Wow.
50% greater than the nation. 40% of those students don't graduate, and the rest read at the average 5th grade level.
So what's the issue? What's the problem? How do they fall
through the cracks? The problem
problem
is that the money doesn't go to the teachers, it goes to the union system.
Yeah.
And 2/3 of the money in Washington, D.C. never reaches the students. Now, what Congress has tried to fix this. They passed a few years ago, they passed some laws to improve it a little, and it's marginally improving. Of course, my opponent voted against all those things because he votes with the unions. But that's wrong. The D.C. schools should be an example to the country. And not the worst example, the best example. And we can fix it.
All right.
And I want to fix it. I think I can fix it.
Every time there's a measure in Oregon, it always ties to education. They try to pull on that emotional string. Well, here comes Donald Trump along, and he says, oh, wait a minute, how about $20 billion going to school choice?
Yeah.
What does that do to the system?
Well, we should have vouchers throughout the country.
Right.
And
I totally agree with that.
In fixing, as in Congress, I would work to convince and help the states and the people who are responsible in the states for these schools to put a nationwide voucher system in. That would provide competition. And the public schools and private schools and everyone can compete for this. Students should be the customers of the schools, not the vassals of the schools.
Yeah, wow, boy.
And that would make a big difference, and I think people are ready for it.
All right, so let's assume.
And in D.C., those schools should be the best in the country,
Yeah.
so they're and that can be fixed.
That
I
should
can
be
tell
the
you,
model.
I know how to fix it.
That's the model. All right, so you're sitting in Congress, and we got a $21 billion debt. What do you do about it?
Spend less money. And actually, you know, as Ronald Reagan, John Kennedy, Arthur Laffer, the economists have all shown, if the tax rates are lower, revenues go up.
Right.
They've gone way past the point where they're taxing people and diminishing the economic base that produces taxes more than they're raising in the higher taxes. So taxes need to go down so that revenues will go up, and the taxation, regulation, and litigation has to get off the backs of American entrepreneurs and people so that we can have a vibrant economy again. That works. We know it works. It worked for Reagan, it worked for Kennedy, it worked for us if we'll do it.
Are you deplorable?
Deplorable?
Yeah. Are you a deplorable?
I am. I'm sorry. I'm in the basket. I'm in the basket.
You're in the basket.
All the way.
Okay. What do you think of this race?
I think that it's encouraging that the American people are finally so fed up.
Yeah.
And Mr. Trump, he's unusual.
Yeah.
You know, I supported Ted Cruz in the primaries.
Yeah.
He's an unusual man, but the people want an unusual man to go in and shake this thing up and fix it. And his specific policies, when he's expressed specific policies, many of his specific policies are very good. I don't think he can fix a country, but he can stop the decay and move us back in the right direction.
Wouldn't it be nice, and I know this sounds very pro-Trump, but let's look at it. I mean, he's a businessman, a very successful one. To have somebody in the White House that can read a P&L and a balance sheet?
Yes. Well,
I mean, you know, you just stop spending. You can't spend what you don't make.
yeah. And this guy's, he's outspoken. He's a New York, I mean, this guy, not only is a businessman, he succeeded in New York City.
Yeah.
Which is quite a place.
Yeah.
So we can count on him extemporaneously telling us what's going on. And he's doing it. And the people are responding. I think they're going to elect him.
Art Robertson, he's running for Congress in Oregon's District number 4, which takes in from Albany down through the Willamette Valley over to the coast and all the way down to California. It's a huge chunk. You're driving all of it. People want to get involved in your campaign. What do they do?
Go to your local headquarters, pick up Robertson signs, put them up, talk to your neighbors. Communication is the main problem. You have 350,000 homes. The only way the candidate can communicate with them is through the other citizens.
Right.
If you like our candidacy, find a neighbor and change his vote.
Some will say that your opponent's just flat been there too long, not to mention the fact that he's very liberal. But do you think there's a turnover now of the old guys going away? And I say that respectfully, but, you know, I think that's part of the mood, isn't it?
Yes. Well, we need a turnover because what these career politicians do, as soon as the guy decides he's going to stay there, decides he's going to have a career, and DeFazio's has been there 30 years. I mean, this is ridiculous. Yeah. Then they vote for themselves instead of the people. Mm-hmm. And this man just simply votes to keep himself in office. He helps the special interests. He's a corporatist. He votes to benefit those who will get him reelected. That's the way it works.
I can't, it's for the life of me, because a good portion of your district is fairly conservative, especially along the coast, who has been hit extremely hard economically. Why would they vote for a person who would work against them?
There's an economic factor. People think Eugene and Corvallis are real liberal, but actually they're prosperous because they have huge amounts of money coming into the universities. Mm-hmm. When you go south, I've talked to businessmen all over this district. As soon as you go south of Eugene, we're in bad shape. And I've won every one of those counties south of Eugene every time. Right. But in Eugene and Corvallis, and I don't wish them less prosperity, but there's so much prosperity from the money from the universities that they are not feeling yet the effects of the bad economy. But they're going to, because the government is now broke, and it's going to hit them worse than it's hit rural Oregon. So they need to start voting on our side, or they're
in trouble.
They're in trouble, and I'd rather be in trouble in a rural community than a city, I can tell you that.
There you go. Art Robertson, U.S. congressional candidate, District number 4, and like he said, go to your county headquarters, pick up the signs, get the information out, and spread it all around. Good to see you, friend.
Thank you.
Again, thanks for your service. And thanks for getting out there and going for it, man.
Well,
right.
We're not going to quit. Why should we quit?
No, stick around. All right, we'll be right back.
Okay. You want me to stay here?
Yeah, until the camera leaves.